Hey everybody. Hey, quick shout out to Direct D. Make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to his channel. He did a great video on my story, and if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. It's kind of the full story on it. So I wanted to do a little video here on why you won't hear me calling cops pigs. I don't think it helps the cause. When we're affecting change, real change, you got to always know your audience, right? And your audience is the masses, and your audience is also those who have influence and can actually make change. So I believe, and man, everybody to you, I'm not calling you out for doing it. It's the First Amendment, just giving my opinion and perspective on it. But I get where you're coming from. I get where that anger comes from. I get where that emotion comes from, for people to do that, though. Don't think I don't understand it. I have personal understanding of it, but I just choose not to use those words. Like the N-word, just don't use it. I don't think it helps anybody present themselves in a positive light. So anyway, so yeah, know your audience, people. When you're trying to affect change, know who you're speaking with. I was just watching on a drive this morning a channel I also watch. He's an attorney out of New York called Good Logic, and Logic is LAWGIC, so it's Good Logic, LAWGIC. Go subscribe to him. He just did a really good live stream from the other night. But as a matter of fact, I was having a conversation with Direct D about it, and I asked him, I said, do you watch any attorney channels? And he said no, and explained his reasoning why behind it. And I said, brother, man, you gotta listen to it. You know, I think most attorneys are full of shit, and that's just it. But you got to listen, because what you learn from listening to attorneys is you learn the language they speak. You learn their strategies, and I implemented some of that in my videos where I recorded the Phoenix Professional Standard Bureau and the Tempe City Prosecutor. But you learn from the other side, right? So you can't shut yourself off from that information, because you know, it gives you that advantage when you're trying to explain yourself. And I learned that when I was doing investigations in a retail environment for a great big blue box hardware store, and I was trying to present a way that we could stop return fraud, which big problem. Used to be in Arizona, not anymore. I changed that. And what it was it used to be you can go into one of these big box stores and you could steal a widget, right? Then you could take that widget back and return it without a receipt and get a gift card, right? You can get those little store credit gift cards. Well, what was happening was drug addicts and gang members and organized crime were starting to take advantage of that. And most retailers have a policy that, you know, we don't want to piss off the 98%, 99% of our good customers by, you know, making it difficult, right? So I had some discussions with some of my other peers, and I presented to other peers within the industry, right, and started brainstorming, and what we came up with was an idea, and I presented this to the higher ups at the big box store, and it got shot down automatically. because I'm all about root cause analysis, right? Let's get down to the root cause of the problem. And it was in the instance of school safety, right? What was the root cause of that problem? What was the issue that I had? Nobody told me a damn thing that my son would be threatened to shot and killed at school, right? So how do you fix that one problem of they didn't tell me? You make them tell you, right? The law didn't address who had to tell. Oh, it did, but it only said the school board, not the teachers, faculties, and administration. So we fixed that and got Arizona law changed on that. So that's the root cause of that problem. So the root cause of this problem was you could use that store credit, and we demanded an ID or required an ID when you did the refund, right? And we tracked the IDs. And so those of you who don't know, when you do a refund at a big box retailer and you don't have a receipt, they ask you for your driver's license so they can track your returns. And if they suspect that you have nefarious activity going on with respect to the returns, they can shut your ID down. So, you know, most big box stores and most retailers do something of that nature. But once you get the store credit, free game. So what was happening? The people who would steal the widgets to either support habits or criminal activity would sell those gift cards, right? They steal the widget, right? They got a widget. They return the widget without a receipt. Now they've got a store credit. Then they take that store credit and they take it to an online or a gift card shop, or they can sell that card on the line. And they usually get, you know, 60-70% when they initially sell that card to an online dealer or a physical dealer. And we had a physical dealer here in Arizona that was a big problem. We took care of that. And then that online retailer then sells it to you, the end consumer, for, let's say, 90% of the value. So you end up getting maybe 10% off your purchase, right? So that's how the whole scam works, right? So what's the root cause, right? The root cause is the gift card and the transferability of that gift card. So what I presented to this big box retailer was, let's tie that store credit to that person's ID, thus making that store credit non-transferable. They can't sell it, right? Only the person has to present the ID when you make the purchase can use that store credit. So when that happens, you're welcome or sorry, however you look at it, to you at the store. That's the reasoning behind it. And so when I originally presented it, I got told no, right? But I presented it from, in retail language, a loss prevention perspective, right? We can stop all this theft. We can stop all this shrink, you know? But what is a retailer's, a corporation's real concern, right? The real concern is their good customers. And again, they felt that that requirement of using their ID at the purchase would be an issue, right? For the good customers. So what I did, regather my thoughts, talk to some peers within that organization, both at a store level and at a loss prevention level. There's two different ways that industry works. And I found out, and this was a really good life lesson for me, and I hope you guys get this. I found out that I wasn't talking the right language, right? I was talking to the merchandising guys, the sales guys, in the language of a loss prevention side of the business, who's used to talking to law enforcement, right? And presenting things in that kind of perspective. So what I did was I kind of reworked that presentation a little bit to where it really focused on how it would increase their sales. And wouldn't you know it, we got that policy passed, that policy changed. So when you go into a blue big box retailer, or by the way, the orange big box retailer, shout out to you, that investigator over there, you know who you are. I really enjoyed our partnership on getting that taken care of. But when you go to the orange big box, we were able to get the two of us working together, and I'm sure the higher-ups knew that it was happening, and then once they found out that the other one was going to do it, the other one had to get on board, right? So we, him and I tag teamed our senior management with the timing as well. So it was all about that strategy, being able to talk to your audience in order to affect that change. Okay, so why did I tell that story? So we're 11 minutes in, I'm sorry. So taking that to affecting change in law and policies, and so on, you got to know the audience you're talking to. And I don't think by calling cops pigs, you know, cussing at them, screaming at them, does what's best for our cause in the long run. Does it have a place? Yes, it absolutely has a place in the cause, right? Because when people's buttons get pushed, true colors tend to come out, right? So it's kind of like the team. It's the team approach, right? You got the quarterback who is really driving the whole team, and by no means am I a quarterback for this team. I hope I'm some assistant coach that was maybe a 4th, 5th, 237th string draft. You know, if I get to make that team, I'm excited. But we're all a team, right? We all play our roles, and I think you guys that do that expose a lot of things and a lot of problems. But that's not my strategy, and because I don't think that's what's best for how I want to present my cause. But I think that you guys that do that have a place in the cause, big place. So, and thank you for the activism that you do. Okay, you know, hey, you got my eyeballs when I first started, you know, 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, a lot of you guys got my eyeballs, so that's what gets people like me, you know, just the guy who was blind to everything, and then until it happens to you. What else have I got? So yeah, and I think that goes even for the bigger picture, the national picture. Good Logic was talking about that, where if you let's look at the recent summers, right, where the mostly peaceful protest happened. Did those people get a goddamn thing changed? Really? Did they get a law passed? No. I don't think so. They got Minneapolis to defund their police, and look what the hell happened there. So, but you know, let's flip that, right? Okay, even all right, let's go to the blue side, or the red side, right? I called out the blue side. Let's go to the red side. There was violence on that whole first month of the year's 6th day of that month issue, right? Did anything come of that? Right? Did anything come of it? Not a goddamn thing. So, but what came of all the people that called their legislators, that peacefully protested out in front of their capitals, their city halls? What happened with those people, right? Those people are getting investigations that are still ongoing, including Arizona, into that people picking process that we had in the 2020 thing, whatever. Tired of talking code. But those people are affecting change, right? But it's a long game, right? The people acting on emotion without the benefit of intellect, right, are not changing minds. But the people using their minds and intellect are the ones who are affecting real change. So I encourage you guys to use your minds and intellect and act with intellect over emotion. Interact with your government. It's possible. Call your legislators and demand constitutional police reform. All right. Thank you, everybody. One last call out. Please go check out www.noidforyou.com, where I have posted t-shirts with ID laws for Arizona, Texas, Florida. California is also represented in there with 148.G. Suspicious person t-shirts and Team We the People. And get your Arizona citizen survival cards with the top 10 laws the police use to limit, suspend, and take away your freedoms. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be good humans.